We've seen some silly damage come into our shop. Hey, it's Bill with Immaculate Paint Protection. Back at the shop today, we got a 2025 Ferrari 296 GTB. We have a 2025 Ferrari 296 GTB. We just brought it inside. It came in off the trailer. Car from Italy on the boat to the dealership in New York. They transport it from the dealership to Immaculate Paint Protection here in Allentown, Pennsylvania. We're going to prep wash this Ferrari today. So the same way we wash this Ferrari is the same way you can wash your Ford at home. We're going to prep wash this Ferrari today for paint protection film. So paint protection film is going to stop all the rocks, all the stones, but first we need to get the Ferrari super clean. I know it's a brand new Ferrari, 47 miles on it. There's still some dirt, there's some grime, there's some smudges on there. That's okay, we'll go over it today. There's some buffer dust. We'll show you how we take that off. We'll show you how we safely and effectively wash black paint on a supercar. I'll follow along all these pro tips on how we wash black paint on a supercar. You can apply it at home on your Ford too. We start the wash process by doing the wheels and the tires first. We do the wheels and tires first because that's the dirtiest part of the car. We have a dedicated wash bucket, so we don't have to worry about cross-contaminating anything from the wheels and the tires to the rest of the paint. That's really important too, cross-contamination when you go on black. Follow all these process steps, and that's how you get a black car looking really nice, or more importantly, when you're washing it, that's how you don't introduce any swirls, any marring into it. So let's start the wheel and tire process here. We want to be careful with these wheels because, not because of the wheels, but because of the brakes. This has the carbon ceramic brake package. So we have to be careful with our chemical selection here. We have to know the vehicle, and we have to know our chemicals. So we know the vehicle has the carbon ceramic. Let's not use any type of wheel cleaner that has an iron removing product in it. So today we're going to use Gyeon foam on the wheels. Gyeon foam is going to be really safe if it does get up on the carbon ceramic brake rotors. That'll be fine. And then we'll use Gyeon tire on the black rubber tire. First things first, let's use our boar's hair brush on the outside wheel faces. Now we can come in, we can use our boar's hair lug nut brush to clean the lug nuts. We come and get all the fillets in here. We can use the lug nut brush to clean the brake caliper here. Now let's come in, let's clean the wheel barrels. We'll use the wheelbarrow brush. And then let's use our tire brush to scrub the tires down and get the black tires looking nice and black. So now we're going to finish up. Let's rinse it off. Pro tip here is start with the wand away and then step in so you don't blast yourself. And then we're going to repeat the process. We're going to go around. We're going to wash the other 3 wheels and tires next. So after we go around once and do the wheels and tires, we're going to move the car forward to rotate the wheels 180 degrees. So we're going to look for the valve stem, so approximately 180 degrees. That way, whatever's on top is on the bottom, and what's on the bottom is on top. We're going to wash all 4 wheels and tires down one more time. That way we know we get them completely clean. Okay, so let's get to the pre-soak conditions now of the car wash. We're going to apply Gyeon tar to the door lowers, the rocker panel areas, one and the same on this vehicle. Tar comes from the wheels, it gets kicked up. These big sticky tires like that, high performance tires, are going to throw a lot of stuff off the road, up, down the side of the vehicle. Summertime when asphalt gets kind of warm and sticky, or if you drive through any road construction, you pick up the tar, it's going to come down the side of the vehicle. You see tar, that's when people start rubbing really hard to get stuff off the car during car wash. That's the biggest mistake I see people make. So if you have to rub really hard, stop, get a different chemical. Soft black paint with no metallic in it, straight black paint, you start rubbing that hard, that's when you mar it up, that's where it gets milky white. That's why it doesn't look so fresh all the time. Some other special considerations here on this Ferrari is there's still some adhesive that's been left on from the shipping wrap. I'm okay with that. What that means is they didn't put a whole lot of prep work into it at the dealership. Again, fine with that. The more prep work they put into it, a lot of times I've seen mistakes happen on these vehicles where the guys in the prep bay, there's adhesive, and they try to rub the adhesive, like they try to rub the sticky adhesive off the car. Wrong step, wrong move. Let's put some tar on there. So let's put some Gyeon tar in there. It's going to soften up that adhesive. We can gently remove it without damaging the paint. There's some adhesive on the logo on the other side. We'll get that off, and we'll just make sure we're looking right. At this point, we're looking at the front end for bug spots. If we see any bugs on there, we're going to apply Gyeon bug and grime to get the bugs off. Look, 47 miles, there's no bugs on this car. So we're not going to spray bug. We're not going to needlessly spray chemicals on the vehicle just for the sake of demonstration. It doesn't need it. Point is, this is a part of the process where you would get the bugs off the vehicle. If you don't know what bugs are, you know what bugs are, right? You want to get those bugs off your vehicle as soon as you possibly can. Don't drive a car like this all summer long and then take it into the season to the detailer and ask him to work his magic and get all the bug guts off. The problem with the bugs is that they have acid in them, and that acid is going to etch the paint. So all the bug guts come off. The bugs are all technically cleaned off the vehicle, but that acid has etched the paint. It's paint damage at that point. The correction is either paint correction, which is a fancy word for polishing, or sometimes wet sanding. So it's up to you with a vehicle, any car, truck. Get the bugs off as soon as you possibly can. We're out of the pre-soak conditions. We can get the foam cannon out now. We're doing foam. Foam is definitely fun to apply. We're going to use Gyeon foam today. That's a pre-soak. We're going to apply the foam. We're going to let it dwell 3 to 5 minutes. We're inside. We're not the full sun. The foam is going to come in. It's going to loosen up any dirt that's still sticking to the vehicle. It's going to loosen up. It's going to attach to the dirt, emulsify, a big fancy word for help loosen up the dirt. And then we're going to take the pressure washer and we're going to flush all that dirt and grime off the vehicle. You want to use the pressure from the pressure washer, the force of the machine, to flush all the dirt, all the grime off. Any of the sand that's sticking on there, that sand, that dirt that's on the car, once that gets in the wash mitt, that's going to potentially swirl and mar up the paint. So let's flush all that off before we even touch the car, even introduce the possibility of a swirl mark. Now, one important point here about the pressure washer. This foam cannon right here, there's a potential that this foam cannon could blow off. So let's put it on and we're going to turn it on. We're going to test it away from the car. So if this foam cannon blows out and hits my garage door, not really a problem. I'm probably going to be surprised. I might say a bad word, but not a problem. This foam cannon blows off and slams the side of this quarter panel of the Ferrari. I got a fucking problem, all right? I don't want to call the guy and tell him the foam cannon dented his brand new Ferrari up. So just remind that little tip at home. That'll keep you safe with the foam cannon. Okay, the foam's set up for 3 to 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and rinse the whole car off now. Let's do iron decon now. We've already mentioned carbon ceramic brakes, the condition there. We don't want to get the iron removing chemical on the wheels. So to be extra safe on this one, we're gonna put our special wheel covers on the wheels right now to protect them from the iron spray. These special wheel covers, they're just trash bags that we've split up the middle. So we're gonna put those on the wheels, protect the carbon ceramic brake rotors. The iron decon process, we're doing this because, again, we're putting thousands of dollars of paint protection film on the entire vehicle. We want to get all the iron off the paint that's potentially been on there. So the car's been shipped across from Italy, been on open seas, should be okay. But this is our one opportunity to get the paint super clean. We like to do the iron decon step along with the tar removing step because it virtually eliminates the need to do the clay bar step, especially on a straight black vehicle like this. The less we're touching the paint, the better off we're going to be. We really don't want to clay bar it if we don't have to, because then we introduce the possibility of marring up the paint. So iron decon, a tar removing step should virtually eliminate the need for a clay bar. We'll be able to physically inspect if we need the clay bar step. The iron decon is set up there for 3 to 5 minutes. Let's rinse the car down one more time. So we're going to rinse the whole car down from top to bottom. We're going to pay special attention to all these seams. We're going to flush the seams out really good. Once it's rinsed off, now we can go to the next part. Let's do the contact method washing on the Ferrari. We're going to use the 2-bucket method. So we have 2 buckets here for the 2-bucket method. Pretty self-explanatory. The red bucket has just straight clean water in it. The green bucket has Gyeon base soap. So a really safe soap on there, pH neutral soap, no silicones, no fillers, just a nice clean soap. What we do, we go into the red bucket, 1, 2, 3, and we wring out the wash mitt. Now we go into the green bucket. Let's pick up some soapy water, just wring it out so we don't get the water all over our feet. Now let's start washing the car down. The reason we're going in the red bucket is we're washing our wash mitt after every panel. Now when we wash the car down, we want to go in straight line motions, front to back, flip it over, go side to side. We want to go in linear motions. That way if there's a micro scratch introduced into the paint, it'll be less noticeable to the eye in a linear fashion than it will be those big circle motions, those Karate Kid wax on, wax off that you probably heard of when you were a kid. So that's how we're gonna do it. Let's start from the top to the bottom. Now let's wash the Ferrari down. Okay, now we can rinse all the soap off the car. Let's remove the bags and the wheels and tires. We can rinse everything down from there. Let's dry the vehicle off. We're going to use the Gyeon silk dryers here. Here's the thing. Anything that touches your paint could damage your paint. So we're gonna use some expensive microfiber towels here. Dry it down. The trick with the microfiber towels, we wash them on cold, we dry them on low heat. We don't fold the towels with immaculate paint protection. We inspect those towels here. We're inspecting to see if there's anything on the towel that could potentially mar the paint. If there is something on the towel, most likely the towel is going to be thrown away and not used again. We're going to use the black towels here for the wheels, and we're going to use the black towels for the door jambs. 2 separate towels. We never want to touch the wheels and then touch the paint. That's a big no-no. Other pro tips here along the way for washing black paint. If anything ever touches the ground, stop, set the wash mitt, set the towel off to the side. Don't drop something on the ground and touch the paint. I know it's super simple. I know it's super intuitive. Just remember that, okay? We've seen some silly damage come into our shop from people being careless when they wash their vehicles. We've seen some damage come into vehicles when professionals were super silly or super careless in washing these vehicles. So pay attention to what you're doing. If you're not going to wash these cars, like if you have a car like this and you're not going to wash it yourself, that's okay. I understand you're probably busy if you got money like this to buy a car, but these are the things you want to watch for. These are the things you want to look for when you're inspecting or you're vetting your detailer.